Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. We're coming to you live from New Delhi's Birla Temple, where devotees have congregated to pay their obeisance to Lord Ram and of course to Lord Shiva and Lord Hanuman. There is festive fever, festive fervor all across the country, particularly in Delhi, where I can see people congregating to temples, organizing havans, organizing puja starting 7 a.m. as the 500-year-old wait finally comes to an end, as Lord Ram's statue has finally been consecrated in Ayodhya's grand Ram temple at that inauguration ceremony. Remember, over 5,000 guests were in attendance, and just a short while back, Prime Minister Modi, who was also part of that consecration ceremony, came out and addressed that gathering of people. Of course, there were businessmen, there were actors, politicians, the who's who of the sporting world as well. In fact, the Prime Minister, a rather emotional speech he gave, a very, very rousing speech he gave, saying that this is an important moment in, of course, how India progresses in future. This marks a remarkable change in India's growth trajectory. He said that, fine, we've been speaking about establishing and of course inaugurating the Grand Ram Temple since the past many centuries, but now that it has happened, a new duty is of course is upon citizens, which is that to build India with the ideals of Lord Ram and being in touch with our glorious heritage. He in fact got very, very emotional at one point, saying that he's feeling very spiritual after coming out of that grand ceremony, of which Yogi Adityanath, UP CM, was also a part, and RSS Chief Mohan Bhargav was also a part. There was seers from Varanasi's Kashi Vishwanath temple. He emphasized on this very, very important part of foundation for a new India. He says that this inauguration ceremony is not just a temple inauguration, but it is the change of what they call is a Kal Chakra. He says that this inauguration ceremony, what has happened today, what has transpired today, the nation has seen it, and this will lay the foundation for the next 1,000 years to come. And he says no contribution is less in the creation of a new India, which is inclusive, which is equitable as well. So he, of course, exhorted young Indians to come together in the formation of this new India. He says that India is at a very, very important stage, is at the cusp of becoming a world leader, and we cannot miss this opportunity. He also says that Ram aag nahi hai, urja hai. He also said that Ram Vivad nahi, samadhan hai, basically pointing out to this very fact that this is not something controversial. Ram is not a controversial figure, but he is a figure who is owned and who belongs to every Indian. And that is the ethos of which Prime Minister Modi was speaking about, of Indian society. So indeed, he was absolutely right. For all Indians watching this, this is a very, very pivotal moment in what will be, many, many years to come. This will be an important chapter in modern India's history, as India, of course, is not shying away from clinching its civilizational heritage, from clinching its civilizational identity, its civilizational roots. So in that sense, it's the start of a new epoch. And I'll stop here and will now head over to Ayodhya, where my colleague has in fact filed this report. Deepak Popanna filed this report earlier in the day on the kind of fervor, the kind of celebration that everybody is seeing on the streets of Ayodhya, which right now is of course being guarded by security cameras, by new technologies. Like I said, even as over 5,000 guests are attending that very, very crucial consecration ceremony. Deepak, it's over to you. Tell us what's happening.
कितने दिन से आप अयोध्या में हो और दर्शन के बाद ही जाओगे या अभी
नहीं, मैं पिछले 7 तारीख से अयोध्या में हूँ और मैं भगवान के दर्शन करके ही जाऊँगा। हाँ जी।
Well, that's the word from here. For many of these people, they're saying that, there may be a lot of VIP movement. They may be restricted to a few corners in Ayodhya, but they say they'll not leave, before getting a darshan of Lord Ram. Let me also show you Dharampath and how that street right now is across the stretch of the road. You can see the Surya Stambs. More importantly, there are paintings or murals on the walls that depict Ramayana. There are dance from various parts of the country who've come in here. They are performing at intervals of 5 to 10 minutes. So, and here there's a police band, of course, that's performing right here as we speak. So the entire place right now immersed in the spirit of Lord Ram. And we've seen that all through, and towards the evening there's also going to be the Deepavali sort of celebration here with over 1 lakh diyas that's going to be lit. So, the celebrations are only going to continue, and, starting tomorrow, while, of course, the public is going to be allowed slowly to start getting the darshan, you can expect the footfall here to increase by at least 10 times.
All right, that was Deepak Bopanna, my colleague, filing this report from Ayodhya. And in fact, my colleague Ankur Mishra also filed this report from Mumbai's temple, Ram Temple in Wadala, where he talks to devotees and tells us the kind of festive fervor that he's seeing in that temple.
We are at Ayodhya of Maharashtra. Why it is termed ever since the preparation started at Ayodhya in a similar fashion in this temple, which is the famous Ram Temple of Mumbai. Here at Wadala, the preparation had started. The special preparations included the chanting of the mantras, which started 3 days back, and now ever since people have known about Ayodhya, many of the people here are coming just to see Lord Ram, just to take blessings from him. You can see here, this queue is there since morning, and people are coming here in numbers ever since the festivals have started in Ayodhya. In a similar fashion, there is a special kind of ceremony which is happening here. You would see people are chanting Ram Naam here. People are doing special kind of rituals. One of the rituals which I was told was regarding the few of the rivers of Maharashtra. The water was offered to Lord Ram, and on that offering you would see that the 9 rivers of Maharashtra. So it is termed that Ayodhya of Maharashtra. In a similar fashion, you would see the festivities which have begun in Ayodhya in a exactly similar way. You would see the exuberance here, whether you are in Maharashtra or you are in Uttar Pradesh.
All right, let's now head over to Asa Chopra as well, who filed this another report coming in from Mumbai. Take a look.
Finally, that moment came which we were all waiting for, that is Pran Pratishtha, and we can see that many people are here witnessing the live streaming directly from Ayodhya. And personally, in my experience, it was not a happy moment all along, but also it was excitement and overwhelming experience all along. There were large numbers of people gathering, chanting Jai Shri Ram, and even the Yagya, Puja, Kirtan, Aarti, everything took place while the Pran Pratishtha was happening as well. And there was a whole set of Yagya and Puja which was happening here in Shivaji Park. Many people, I witnessed many people express their emotions through tears, chanting Ram. And also in the late evening there will be a light show with the exact same replica of Ram Lalla as in Ayodhya. It's right in front of Shivaji Park as well. And if you talk about yesterday also this place witnessed 15,000 people lighting more than 10,000 diyas, and the same will happen this evening also. And maybe Maharashtra CM will be here this evening to be the part of the prayers as well.
See what Yogi Adityanath, who of course addressed a gathering of over 5,000 people a short while back before Prime Minister Modi addressed, and listen into what exactly he had to say. He of course congratulated all the citizens of this country, and especially those who laid their lives and who sacrificed just so that this temple could rise from Ayodhya.
जो इस राम काज के साक्षी बन रहे हैं, और उससे भी बड़भागी हैं वो जिन्होंने सर्वस्व इस राम काज के लिए समर्पित किया है और करते चले जा रहे हैं। कोई अयोध्या आने को आतुर है। आज अयोध्या में त्रेतायुगीन वैभव उतर आया है। दिख रहा है यह धर्मनगरी विश्व की सांस्कृतिक राजधानी के रूप में प्रतिष्ठित हो रही है। पूरा विश्व दिव्य और भव्य अयोध्या का साक्षात्कार कर रहा है। आज जिस सुनियोजित एवं तीव्र गति से अयोध्यापुरी का विकास हो रहा है वह प्रधानमंत्री जी के दृढ़ संकल्प, इच्छा शक्ति और दूरदर्शिता के बिना संभव नहीं था। कुछ वर्ष पहले कल्पना से परे था कि अयोध्या में एयरपोर्ट होगा, यहां के नगर के भीतर 4 लेन की सड़कें होंगी, सरयू जी में क्रूज चलेंगे। सांस्कृतिक अयोध्या, आयुष्मान अयोध्या, स्वच्छ अयोध्या, सक्षम अयोध्या, सुरम्य अयोध्या।
आज बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक दिन है। हम सब लोग आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ सारा देश इस खुशी को मना रहा है। सभी आज एक लंबे समय से 500 साल से जिस बात का इंतजार था वो ऐतिहासिक दिन आज आया। हम सब के लिए बहुत ही शुभ दिन है। सभी को शुभकामनाएं।
आज 500 वर्षों के बाद में हमारी संस्कृति के प्रतीक जो कण कण में जन जन में राम है, आज उन राम को प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रयासों के कारण आज अपना स्थान मिला है, अपने भव्य मंदिर में आज स्थापित हो गए। आज उनकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हो रही है। इस भव्य अवसर का मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, कई कई वर्षों तक ये भारतवर्ष, ये जो देश सोने की चिड़िया था, वो आज वापस उसी तरह की समृद्धि की तरह जा रहा है।
आज हम सभी जय श्री राम पधार रहे हैं। जनवरी 22 राम दिवाली होएगी पूरे भारतवर्ष के लिए आगे की।
No, that's really a great, overwhelming. We feel it's a rare opportunity, so one can get this. And I feel Lord Hanuman, who is my deity, he is, I think he personally invited me. Such a overwhelming feeling what I've been undergoing, and we are so fortunate to witness the consecration of this Prana Pratishtha or Vigraha Sthapana on this auspicious event, and which will be remind for lifetime in the history forever. And witnessing that initiating movement, really will feel we are blessed.
All right, actor Chiranjeevi, a businessman Mr. Ambani, and of course politicians including UP CM Yogi Adityanath, JP Nadda, and of course Union Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnav over there, of course expressing their happiness and of course the excitement that is reverberating all across India. Minister Vaishnav saying particularly that after the tapasya of 500 years today, Bhagwan Ram is coming home, and this is of course that one message that everybody's been holding on, that everybody's been speaking about. We have lots more lined up on the other side of this very short break. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned to ET Now. Welcome back. You're watching a special coverage on, of course, the inauguration, the grand inauguration ceremony of the Ram Temple, which happened just a short while back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation along with UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. They were also in attendance. So the spiritual side aside, let's also understand that this opportunity, this event provides a massive opportunity for businesses in Ayodhya. This is going to provide numerous opportunities for businesses that are present in Ayodhya across different sectors. In fact, IHCL, a couple of days back announced that they will be setting up 2 luxury hotels in Ayodhya under their brands Ginger and Vivanta. In fact, this is of course coming on the back of not just the opening of the Ram Temple, not just of that grand consecration ceremony, but also happening because of multi-crore infrastructural projects that have been sanctioned and some are already in the process of getting sanctioned, and some will be sanctioned in the future. So in fact, projects worth 85,000 crores will be executed to upgrade infrastructure in that small temple town, but not so small anymore, as it has of course held the attention of the world. The world's been watching this event live. In fact, a township will also be developed over the next 5 years. So early this morning, before the consecration ceremony, we spoke to Puneet Chhatwal, who's the MD and CEO of IHCL, along with Shilpa Shorewala, the director of KM Vyapar, who spoke about the potential of religious pilgrimage and spiritual tourism, not just in Ayodhya, but across the country. And what's really in store for IHCL? Take a look at this chunk.
IHCL understands the need of the Indian traveler, how you said. They will understand the spirituality of Ayodhya. They will understand the religious feeling of Ayodhya. It's not just a commercial thing for them, but they understand how the people want to feel over there. And being from Ayodhya, I've born, brought up everything in Ayodhya. So I thought this was the best brand who could understand the sentiments of Ayodhya.
So, Mr. Chhatwal, this is stage one of Indian hotels expanding their operations in Ayodhya. Is this just the first step in a new beginning for Indian hotels and for the Taj brand in Ayodhya?
Yes, we did sign a Vivanta and a Ginger earlier. So in early part of last year, where the construction is yet to commence. On the project that we have signed with the Vyapar group headed by Shilpa, the construction is already underway, so up to third floor is already built. So this will be the first one to open. And we are still looking for an ideal fit for the Taj brand because Taj, being the crown jewel of India, we cannot just do any property as Taj. So ideally, we would like to go to Ayodhya with a Taj Palace positioning because it's not just, as I said, not just for India. It's like a temple of hospitality for the world. So all in all, yes, we are very excited. And Nikunj, I don't think we should understate that through all our brands, we are present in 66 locations, 66 spiritual locations in India, of which more than 45 destinations are covered, getting very close to 50 already, and with multiple brands, whether it's a Katra or it's a Tirupati or it's a Banaras, and very soon, as I said, Ayodhya too. So if you start your journey at Pilibhit House in Haridwar to Anand Kashi, again on the Ganges to Taj Rishikesh, I think we are at the forefront of getting into these kind of destinations with all our possible brands.
Well, how big do you think religious tourism could be for Indian hotel? I read an article in the morning which talks about the fact that for UP government, because of the religious tourism, there could be an additional kicker of nearly $1 billion. Do you think religious tourism now could be a significant part of IHCL's portfolio?
Firstly, as I said just now, it already is. Secondly, it's a great opportunity for India because, as you just now mentioned, we may be a young country, but we have the oldest history. And I think spirituality will be a key differentiator for the generations to come. And nobody has that kind of spiritual history like we have. And I think this is a very important turning point in India's history because of the importance, because of the excitement, because of bringing back something which people have waited for 500 years. And this will start a new kind of demand for spiritual sector, which was always there. It was crisis resistant. And the only time it suffered was when we had COVID-19 and there was a lockdown. Otherwise, spiritual destinations are always very strong in demand, and they will also become conference destinations. So it will be a mixture that when you're teaching management, when you're teaching lessons from the history, there'll be no better place to do it when you can combine it with the spiritual quotient that is needed for organizations to thrive over longer term.
With Ram Temple, Ayodhya is witnessing a financial pilgrimage. Many public and private sector banks are seeing a business opportunity in the holy city. IndusInd Bank has announced to open 4 new branches in Ayodhya, apart from a lone branch it has. Karnataka Bank has recently inaugurated its 915th branch in the town temple. The bank claims new branches has world-class banking and digital services. Axis Bank is deploying mobile ATMs in the large city. Largest private lender HDFC Bank does not want to be behind and plans to open 3 new branches in Ayodhya district.
In Ayodhya, as of now, in the city of Ayodhya, we have 3 branches currently, and we are opening 1 branch in the next 1 month or so, in the next 30 days. And there's another 1 branch which is almost done. So we are coming up with 2 more branches in the next 3 months. In the city of Ayodhya. If I talk about the district, we already have 9 branches in the district of Ayodhya.
It is not that banks are focusing on Ayodhya now, but the district has already garnered attention from the lenders. As per the Department of Financial Services data, Ayodhya district has about 250 bank branches, 238 ATMs and 3,117 banking correspondents. Among state-run lenders, Bank of Baroda has the highest 34 branches in the city, followed by State Bank of India with 26 branches and Punjab National Bank with 21 branches. After the arrival of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya, many banks are establishing their presence in the city, expecting to boost their business and are eager to become a part of that. This is Astha Chopra from ET Now.